Hello, everyone. My name is Alex. Today we're going to complete GenAI 95267 Lab S&P 500 financial ratio comparison. So the main goal of this lab is to look at all S&P 500 companies and use Copilot to create financial ratios. So financial ratios allow us to um, look at the profitability and the efficiency of companies and then be able to compare across different companies of different size and different scale. And then ultimately, investors use financial ratios to make investment decisions. So, prompt number one, we're using Copilot is to start a new chat. This ensures that Copilot is not using any old prompts or data that we've given it now. So, okay, it's asking us where we want to go. So first, we need to upload the lab data, which we can find in our box file. So we're going to search for 95267, and we're going to download the lab data here, then go back to Copilot and drag this data into the chat and allow Copilot to analyze it and tell us where we want to go from here. It takes a second to read over. Okay, it looks like it's successfully accessed the file and it's asking where we want to go from here. So our first prompt is now to perform the analysis. We're going to dive into the ratios. So we're going to create a new column first for profit margin. This is a profitability ratio that um, allows us to look at how efficiently a company is generating profits based off its revenue. So we'll go ahead and let Copilot do this. All right, it's taking a second to think. Okay, I didn't have this error before, but it's saying we um, have columns that are stored as text strings, but it looks like it's able to fix it on its own. So we'll let it continue to analyze. Okay, it's been successfully added. We now have profit margin added. This is just kind of a snippet of the first couple of rows. So we can now create a new column for return on assets. Okay, we've successfully added return on assets. We got another snippet. Now we're going to look at return on equity. So return on assets and return on equity both tell us um, how much profit a company is generating for every dollar of equity or every dollar of assets. So this is another profitability ratio. Okay, we've successfully added this column. Next, we're going to add the current ratio. All right, it's thinking. Current ratio is a liquidity ratio, so it tells us um, how efficient a company is in paying off its short-term liabilities with its current assets. So a higher current ratio suggests better liquidity and lower risk, while a lower ratio would indicate less liquidity. All right, so we successfully added that. The next column is going to be asset turnover. This just tells us how much revenue the company is generating per asset. So its ability to generate revenue from its assets. We successfully added that. Next, we're going to go into sharing the story. So now we want to dive into a specific industry, which, like I said, is going to be the information technology sector today. So we want to show all the newly calculated columns for only the information technology sector. All right, it's taking just a second. Okay, so we've got all the newly calculated ratios here. We've got profit margin, ROA, ROE, current ratio, and asset turnover just for the information technology sector. This just gives us a snippet of some companies. We can export the Excel file and look at all the companies, but for simplicity and for a cleaner output with the bar chart, we're going to narrow it down to just the top 10 companies within the information technology sector. So we're going to output a bar chart and tell it to narrow down to 10 companies. And we're just looking at profit margin here. Okay, taking just a second. Okay, and here we go. So we have first 10 companies in the IT sector. It's ranked by profit margin and it's showing each company's profit margin. So we can now compare within the IT sector, look at the profitability ratios. And obviously, all these companies are of different size. So if we looked at just their profit, the nominal value of their profit or the dollar amount of their profit, it doesn't really tell us anything when comparing because Microsoft is obviously going to be bigger than Trimble Inc., right? So we want to look at a ratio to make it comparable across the industry. So now that we've created this chart, we now want to output the bar chart as a PNG file so it's easily downloadable. Okay, it's titled it GenAI 95267 Lab Bar Chart. It also cleaned up the bar chart here and made it a little bit prettier, gave it a title. So that looks good. It also changed it from a decimal to a percentage. So this looks good. Next, we're going to output all the prompts that we used. So we can put them in our Word document um, for the questions at the end and know exactly what we told Copilot to do. All right. Okay, so it gave us a Word doc with the correct title that we can download with all the prompts that we used. And that completes this lab. So now we can use the prompts and use the output to complete the assessment and the multiple choice questions. Thank you.